I'm Douglas Burke from California. A big hello from my side of the world over to yours. I'm glad you're here to watch the film, and I hope you enjoy it. And a big shout out to Cult Movie Group.
Hello everybody, I'm Douglas Burke from California. I'm the producer, director, and motion picture surfer, Teen Confronts Fear. My son, Sage Burke, is the star and the surfer in the movie. It took 9 years to shoot the movie. We started when Sage was around 5, and the last wave he rides in the movie, he's 14. And so that's a long time, you know. And originally, we didn't even know we were going to make I didn't think it was going to make a feature film. I was just making a silent movie to show a progression of him as a surfer, you know. But then as he rode really big waves, I decided I got to make a story and a theatrical movie with a storyline and make a drama. But spending all that time with him, 3-4 mornings a week was the greatest joy of my life, to be father son together, you know. And so if I could, I'd do that again, just to be with him as a young boy again, you know. The movie's about a teenager who almost dies on a very large wave, 20-foot wave, and he almost dies on it, and he's afraid to go back in the water. He's like shell-shocked, traumatized, you know. And so the movie's about him confronting that fear. He meets the ghost of his father, teaches him how to be a warrior and be courageous. And in the end, he ends up riding like almost a 50-foot wave. Really, it's about bringing in spiritual energy of God into your body to help you find your courage. And everybody today needs to find their courage because we live in times of fear. Working with Sage was one of the greatest joys of my life. I got to film him for 9 years and spend all this father-son time together, 3-4 mornings a week, just being together, you know. And if I could, I would do it again, but I can't make him be young again like that. So those times are gone. But I'm grateful for having that time with him, you know. The humor in the movie, well, most comedy is like, you're sort of making fun of a disenfranchised person, and but there's another kind of comedy that we knew would be in there, didn't know how much, and that's when you have someone who's not like a super character or a ghost, for instance, and that's more of like a divine comedy that Aristotle talks about in Poetics. But I didn't know how much of that would be in there, A ghost is funny because he's already dead, and so when you remove the tragedy of death from a character, then the absence of tragedy is comedy, So divine comedy is sort of the absence of tragedy. But I didn't know how much of that, I really didn't know how much of that would work. And we're so worried about the content of talking about all this fear being too serious. And so we tried to add some comedy with the squid ink and this, that, and the other. And then when we got done, the audiences really saw the divine comedy, And it's like, it also happens when, like, you always have strange comedies that you don't understand, like, and that's happens, and you don't know, like when people laugh, I didn't know they would laugh there. So anyways, that's how it all came out. Glorious whale, yes, the whale.
You can say to yourself, there's my whale.
Well, I wanted a scene with a whale because I wanted to incorporate the story of Jonah when I'm talking to Sage, and it was really important about faith and fear and everything. And so I just dismissed it. I'll never get a whale. And then one day, God washed a whale up right where we surf. And I said, camera guy, Sage, we're going to go down there. We got to film this, da-da-da-da-da. And you just listen to me and I'll tell you what to do. We got to get this footage. And we did. And then all that footage of me yelling with him at the whale then had to be woven into the main story. And you'll see how we did it, Thank you, God, for the whale. Thank you. The music, talking about the music. I made a movie 30 years ago, and I never got music for it. And I figured, I don't want that to happen again, Especially this is my son's movie. I got to finish it, And so I just watched the movie and I hummed what I felt. One of the themes in there, when we hear the whale coming, well, I give you an example. I went like this, I went. So I would hum it out, and then with software, write all that in the notes, and then reconstruct that with synthesizers with the electrical engineers, you know, the sound engineers. And that became the score to Surfer. Now, the theme song, I didn't write the lyrics to, and Carol Connors wrote the lyrics and sang it, and Alex Hughes did the instrumentals and rewrote that track to come with what I started with and what he finished with. So I hope that you enjoy the movie, and I can't thank you enough for coming here to see it.